What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to my channel, Movie Files. Elliot back again talking about Apple TV Plus Ted Lasso episode 4. Very excited to let you all know what I thought about this episode in this spoiler review. Before we dive into it, as you can see on the screen now, make sure you're following me on all my other social media accounts. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, hit that bell so you don't miss any of that new content. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, helps out the channel, but I also really appreciate it. And last but not least, if and when you've seen this latest episode, let me know your pros, your cons. Are you enjoying this show thus far? Let's have some fun conversations in the comment section below. So, as I had mentioned in my review, however long ago that was, because I'm pre-recording these episodes like a month in advance, because again, as I had said in my first review of the first 3 episodes, I have the full season available to me. I don't have synopsises. I don't even have the full cast of who's all in the show, but I'm very excited to let you all know what I'm thinking about this show so far. So hopefully by the time this video is out, I'll kind of know what people are saying about the show. But either way, we're talking episode 4, which was called, I believe the title was For the Children, kind of picking back up of where we left off in episode 3, where, you know, Rebecca hires the journalist to kind of do a think piece on Ted Lasso, thinking that it was going to kind of maybe blow up in his face, but no, it blew up in her face. It's hard to not like Ted Lasso, and that's what the journalist said, right? That even if he fails tremendously, they're still going to be rooting for him because he's such a great guy. But this episode really kind of focuses on the charity event, but prior to that event, we see, number one, the team's 0-2 under Ted Lasso so far. We haven't gotten but one soccer game that we've physically seen thus far, but in the locker room after the loss, we see, or during the halftime, I should say, we see, Roy and Jamie literally butting heads and get into a fight, which we all kind of saw that coming inevitably, and who knows, there might be more fights to come. But in the midst of all that, we see, Ted Lasso kind of putting little seeds and maybe getting them to get on the same page, because they are having that charity event, which we see is created and being put together by Rebecca without the help of her husband Rupert, who we'll talk about here in a bit. But the thing that I'm really loving about the show is, again, as I said in my previous reviews, I'm not a big soccer fan, so I'm okay with the show not really being a quote-unquote sports heavy type of show. I'm just enjoying these characters. Ted Lasso to me is hilarious. Characters like Nate, characters like Coach Beard, Rebecca. I mean, the whole cast to me is just really coming together. And again, it's not a super over-the-top comedy. It's not taking itself too seriously. I just enjoy these characters and enjoy the levity of it all. Because again, I watch so much heavy stuff that I love and enjoy, but every now and then it's good to just watch a show just to enjoy. But as we kind of wrap into the main gist of the story, again, we have Rebecca, who's throwing this charity event that she normally hosts with her husband, but this time she's doing a solo dolo. But in the midst of this kind of charity event, we see that there's a little bit of a rocky road between, Keely and, Jamie's character. We kind of saw that coming. She even says so much so in this episode, she's a 30-year-old, close to 30 years old. He's 23. She's been dating football players for most of her life, so she's venturing out. She wants to do something a little bit different. Again, Jamie, he's a prick, man. I think by the end of the season, Jamie's going to inevitably come around. We're going to like him more. He's going to be more of a team player. But so far, 4 episodes, he is definitely a prick, and I definitely saw that coming. But in regards to some other things that this show kind of laid or introduced us to as far as new characters, we meet Rupert. We've heard about Rupert. He's this millionaire, billionaire, entrepreneur in this show, and he comes to the event unannounced, and that definitely caught Rebecca by surprise, because she even, Rebecca's very confident, and I don't know, based on this episode, if she's going to go back down that route to try to destroy the team and having Ted Lasso be like the face of the team when they're going downhill, because I think by the end of this episode they kind of are on the same page and she respects him more. But in regards to the Rupert character, we meet him, and he's cocky, he's arrogant, and he's played no other than the incredible Anthony Head, who I only know him really from one thing, one of my favorite shows of all time, which is Buffy, which happened, I think if I'm not mistaken, his character's name is Rupert on that show as well. But it was really cool to kind of see him in the mix and playing something completely different from what I'm used to seeing him play, which is, again, is the character that he was in Buffy. But like I said, he's arrogant, he's cocky, he's taking home the young lady by the end of this episode. He's flaunting things in Rebecca's face, and that was a really good moment for me between Rupert, or I should say Rebecca, and Ted Lasso in the alley when she is vulnerable. We've seen little hints of that in the first 3 episodes, but not so much. She's been really, again, trying to embarrass the team, really take this team down because she knows how important it is to Rupert. But she's using Ted Lasso as kind of the face of this destruction, right? And using him as the kind of a scapegoat in a certain extent. But in the alley, I think Rebecca is starting to get on board with the Lasso way. You know, he's a great guy. You know, Jason Sudeikis has done a really good job of embracing the character. And again, the Michael Scott kind of comparisons, even though Michael Scott got in your face, he was super annoying at times. You couldn't do anything but love the character. And I'm getting those same vibes with Ted, you know, regardless of what people think about him, we see how he's able to get, even though they really wasn't on board with it, we see how he was able to get Roy and Jamie to kind of not hash out the differences, but at least talk to each other in a reasonable way. We see how he's, you know, Rebecca's embracing him. I believe we're going to get more of the team in the next coming episodes. We did get a hint at that there are other coaches on the team, which this show, I don't know if we'll get any insight on those coaches, but, you know, Nate loves him. Obviously, him and Coach Beard have a great relationship. The only character that doesn't seem to really like Ted Lasso is his wife, who, you know, Ted does say in this episode that she and his son are coming out next week, so it'll be really interesting to see that dynamic, see who's playing his wife. But she's the only character that seems to kind of be you know, maybe fed up of Ted Lasso in the Ted Lasso way, so it'll be really interesting to see that dynamic. But again, like I said, Rebecca's coming around to him, and I don't know if her plan to have this team be self-destructive, have Ted Lasso be in the face of that, if that's going to continue to be her storyline, because he really did embrace her and made her feel a lot better than what she felt around her ex-husband, and him just dominating the conversation, dominating the event by giving $1 million to the event, you know, and having the auction, being the host of the auction. So I thought that was a really good moment. And you know, Keely, she broke up with Jamie. I think we all saw that coming. And it'll be really interesting to see if Roy is the Keely and Roy are something that we can look forward to seeing in the future episodes. But also, I don't think this is going to happen, but Ted Lasso and Rebecca, is that a thing that the show is hitting at? Because I know that Ted Lasso's still technically married to his wife. He still has love for her, clearly. I don't know if that's reciprocated. We'll see when she comes into next week's episode. But let me know if you guys want to see Rebecca and Ted be a thing. But definitely Roy and Kingsley, I see that being a thing very, very soon. But other than that, I thought this another funny episode. So many moments in the show, I just find myself laughing. It's just a fun, charming, just a fun show. Again, I watch a lot of heavy stuff, guys. Again, you know the shows I watch if you've been part of this community for a while. Some really dark, heavy, scary shows at times. But this is just a nice breather to just sit down, watch a fun show. Some really fun characters with some good jokes, and I really enjoyed this episode. But what I am looking forward to seeing in the coming weeks, again, I have the full season available to me, and this episode, I believe, premieres August 21st, but I'm hoping to see, and I haven't seen any of the other episodes as I'm recording this, but I expect to see, obviously, like I said, meeting Ted Lasso, Mrs. Lasso, and his son for the first time, seeing what comes of Rebecca and where, if she has a love interest. If it is Ted, we'll see. Coach Beard kind of lost his love interest in this episode. We'll see what goes on with Nate. Jamie, is he going to try to get back his girlfriend? Is Keely and Jamie or Roy gonna become a thing? I don't know, but I am looking forward to checking it out. But let me know what you all thought of this latest episode of Ted Lasso. Are you enjoying this show so far? Let me know your pros, your cons in the comment section. As always, like, share, comment, subscribe, hit that bell so you don't miss any new content. Make sure you're checking out. Again, I'm still, as I'm recording this video, it's still the month of July. So I don't know what the buzz is on this show, if people are liking it, if they're hating it. But again, just let me know what you all are thinking about the show in the comments. And I'm not sure if I want to continue to pre-record these, if I'm going to wait till the show is officially out and watch it with you all. I'm still figuring it all out. But thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you're staying safe, and we'll see you soon.